GHAZZY here with another Path of Exile League starter suggestion for 3.15 Expedition League. This time, I'm going to suggest the Blade Blast, Blade Fall, Poison, Assassin build guide. Despite the nerfs that were hit, it does look like it's actually performing very, very well. There's a couple of things that needs to be mentioned when it comes to this specific build, however. Since the build is designed to pop down the Blade Fall, and then explode these by using Blade Blast directly after casting to generate as many explosions as possible. So the way we do this is by minimizing the area of effect that our Blade Fall is casting, and then we want to increase the area of effect by our Blade Blast so that the explosions will overlap as much as possible. Now, the biggest nerf to this is not damage, because the only thing that happened on the damage changes is actually quite an extensive change of support gems, which I'll show you in a bit. But the biggest change is the radius on the Blade Blast explosions, which means that we might be seeing a lot less hits on single targets, at least specifically when it comes to smaller hitbox endgame bosses, such as Cirrus, for example. As you can see here in the gameplay footage, when he's going to come down, you can see how big the Blade Blast radius explosions are. See when it happens right here. You see how big they are, but we still missed a couple on the side. So it has a lot to do with where you're targeting your Blade Fall to generate the explosions, right? So that's one thing you need to keep in mind. Another is that for this build to work comfortably versus bosses is that you kind of want to use an enduring mana flask to sustain the mana cost. We have changed some things with the build to remove flesh and stone to open up more mana reservation, so unreserved mana, so that we're able to cast this in a better way. As I'm showing here in the video for the build guide for this, is that you could craft on an amulet that skills cost no mana to help with this, which is a modifier you can put on an amulet if you need to. However, so the changes was mainly towards the radius, which does impact single target damage output versus bosses. I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference, to be honest, because it's really a powerhouse of a build, specifically when it comes to clearing. And the big thing with the clearing, as you can see here in the gameplay footage earlier, is that we are casting to stack up the Plague Bearer buff. And once this is stacked up, as you can see here, as soon as we start mapping, it has 600,000 right here that is stacked up. And I will then click the Plague Bearer buff. And after I've clicked it, you'll see this green buff is going to show up around me, as this is now depleting as 11k, or 1.1k. In this case, I'm just clicking this button. You see this green line here. Instead of actually casting my ability, this buff here now will start degenerate, as you can see how it's dropping down. As it's dropping, I'm actually doing poison damage in an area similar to Righteous Fire, and it is so much damage, and this was unaffected by the patch notes, so you just run through content. There's no change to this, which means that you are essentially only killing 1, 2, maybe 3 packs of enemies, and then you're clicking the Plague Bearer and start running through content. So that fundamental design of this clear speed build has not changed. The build guide, as per usual, is covering everything and then some that you might need. The tree is exactly the same. I was contemplating to pick up the extra mana reservation, but we decided not to. So the mana reservation that we have is an unreserved mana of 246 at the end game, and we're casting a Blade Blast, which you don't cast that often, for 109 mana, whilst our Blade Fall costs 90 mana. So this allows us to have enough mana to cast both skills in connecting to one another without requiring to wait for mana. However, an enduring mana flask helps very much versus bosses. The new support chance for the Blade Blast is to keep the area effect using the new poison support, the unbound ailments, deadly ailments, and void manipulation. And we took away the enlighten as well as the flesh and stone. So that means we have 2 sockets open in which you can put a portal gem or whichever you prefer to play with. And that's basically all the changes for this build. If you do decide to play this build, let me know in the comments below. And good luck in the Expedition League. Hit the like button, subscribe for more content. Until next time, stay safe and keep rocking.